Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I'm James.
You are. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
I'm the older, more handsome James of the people who are on this podcast.
Well, that's what your movie career tells us anyway.
Well, the reality is I'm more the guest person who appears now. But yes, it's me, the other James, the older one.
Senior, yes. Yeah. Or maybe we could call you Redacted James.
Redacted James. Yeah, that would work quite well, actually.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's the new nickname. So we've got James, who still wants to be called James Jr., bless him. Because he said, I just feel it's a bit insulting to the other James. I was like, really? Okay. So,
it's never really bothered me. So, but if it makes him happy.
Yeah. Well, there you go. James Jr., if you're listening, you can now become officially James if you wish. He said it.
It's all good.
Yeah. So, how have you been, James? It's been so long.
I've not been too bad. I've been incredibly busy, which is not a bad thing. Just, one project finishes, and I've been lucky enough to get on another one where, in some circumstances, I was kind of straight on. So I cannot complain. Yeah, it's been good. I'm on something in about a week or so, which will be interesting. So things aren't going too badly. How things? Well, obviously we do touch base.
Yeah.
But, how have things been with you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. I think I might be coming down with a bit of a cold, but that doesn't matter. And also, just tadpoles, I just want to tell you that I absolutely love you guys because it is, well, it was going to be 8 o'clock. It's now 8:30, near enough. And I am recording.
She's lying. It's 22 minutes past 8, and we would have been bang on time if Gemma hadn't been faffing around going for a smoke and a drink.
No, that is not the case. Somebody was up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was not me, I tell you. It was not me. It could have tested all of his equipment before started recording, but chose not to. Chose to do it at about 10 to 8 when I messaged him to say that I was sending him a link and we could get, a good 40 minutes out of this. So how long will it be? Because James has got to go at 9:10 on the dot.
10, 10, yeah. In my defence, yeah, I mean, I admit I could have probably plugged it in and tested a bit more on Windows, but I couldn't have tested it on the system we're using, sadly. But we have somehow managed to get it to work. I have no idea why it didn't work, because we have recorded previously without any issues. So it is the joys of technology, I guess. But yes, I will hold my hand up and admit, despite Gemma's going off to have a smoke and drinking, I believe, tea, I did have some technical issues, but we seem to have resolved them by going onto a different operating system.
We have. I thought, my God, I haven't got up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
Well, in my defence of why I get up, I mean, to be fair, I seem to wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning most days anyway. I have no idea what's happened to my body clock. It's, I think, partly from being when I was over in America. Yeah. But also, it's kind of useful because when I'm filming, I have to sometimes be on set at like 6 in the morning. So my ability to function without sleep is actually paying off.
Oh, well, there you go then. Your insomnia is helping you.
In theory.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything fun that I've been doing, because it's just a lot of medical things for me at the moment, which is pretty boring for the podcast. So, yeah. So I don't think I've done anything really that exciting. We've got a work fun day next week. I'm doing air quotes.
How I remember them. Those away days, the mandatory away day.
Yeah. Well, it's not mandatory. But I have booked the day off so that I can at least attempt to go. There's part of me that doesn't, I don't think anyone from work's going to hear this. There's part of me that doesn't really want to go because it's like socialising with people, But
It was always interesting. When I worked in housing, you had to attend it. And it was kind of expected, even for the people who didn't work on the, so it may have fallen a day that people had off, they still were expected to attend it. So yeah, those happy memories I have of attending those events. They're not anything I miss.
No, definitely. But apparently they're putting on like food and games and stuff like that. How much I'm going to participate in, I don't know. Or even if I'm going to go at all. There's kind of my intention is to go, because I missed the previous year's one. But this year, like if I go, I might just stay for a few hours and then I can leave whenever I want, kind of thing. But just show your face. So
yeah, it's one of those strange things in companies where they'll go, okay, everybody, we're having a pizza party and this fun event. We're not going to give you a pay rise and we're making you redundant. But, we ordered the cheapest possible pizza we could, and we've got it on the table there with some strange diluted supermarket soft drinks. Have fun, guys.
Yeah, full of sugar. Yeah, so that I can't drink anything. Yeah, well, there's a tap over there, Gemma. You can just drink out the tap, like a dog.
And over there is the redundancy paperwork. Have fun.
Yeah. That's all right. I've been working for the company for nearly 10 years. That'll be a good redundancy payout. So.
One can only hope. No, I'm hoping none of these horrible things happen, but I'm hoping if you do get to go, you have a pleasant experience. They generally turn out to be not as bad as you think.
Yeah, no, I think in all honesty, actually, I think it will be okay. It's at least I've got a couple of friends that are going, so, it's not going to be too bad. I haven't seen them for a while, but,
nice.
It's just driving for an hour just to go to it and stuff like that. But that's the intention, and that's why I've booked the day off. So at least I can rest beforehand and then go up, and at least then I'm in my own car, so I can leave whenever I want to. So
good thinking. Good
yeah. Thinking. Yeah, no, definitely. So so that's coming up. There's nothing else, really. So should we get into Codswallop, James?
Absolutely. I mean, one slightly fun thing I did get to do was there's a YouTube video that a guy called Peter Laws does, Into the Fog, where it's horror and ghost things. And I did a small snippet of dramatic audio for him on one of them. So that was a fun thing. It was one of these kind of strange things you record into your phone rather tired in the morning, but it seemed to meet his requirements. So.
Well, that's good. That is good. So if we were to listen to it, would we be able to identify you?
Maybe not, because I got somebody to listen to it who knows my voice well, my father, and didn't realise it was me, which I'm assuming is a good thing. But if you go in, well, I'd say just have a listen to it if you're going to do, but don't, you can, if you wish, find out who I am because it's listed in the credits. But if you wish to have a listen, you're more than welcome. I'm sure Peter will be thankful of that. But he does all manner of spooky, strange stories. He's very good. If you get a chance to listen to him. Yeah,
and where was that again on YouTube?
So that's Peter Laws Into the Fog on YouTube.
Ooh, it does sound fun. To be fair,
he has some very interesting things on. If you ever want anybody to have a watch, it's good stuff.
Okay, well, I'll definitely be checking that out at some point. But yeah, you might have to remind me though, because you know what my brain's like.
Okay, do not worry about it. Do not worry about it.
No, I was going to say what we used to have to do was I used to have to remind you to remind me, and then you'd have to remind me to remind you to remind you.
That's true, and I probably, generally I would have to remind myself. To be fair, on most of the things, with regard to anything, I have to put it in the calendar or I don't remember. So
yeah.
My calendar's insane because it has like block bookings of potential work, and then if I've been released from things or if I'm, if the times and dates, but if I don't put them in, I will lose track of things. So I can understand where you're coming from. And generally, if I've got to do things, I have to put anything, not just work, anything in general, I have to put it somewhere or I will forget.
No, 100%. Yeah, no, I agree. Wow, that does sound very cool. So, should we get into the Codswallop side of things?
Why not? We can hear how enraged and angry Gemma is.
Yeah, well, James, have you got any Codswallop first?
I have, but I'm wondering, do you want to go first or do you like me to go first?
I don't mind. Well, we usually say guests first, so...
Okay, I guess I am the guest voice.
Yeah.
Well, I've got two that are quite interesting, and one of them is from rather a while ago now, quite a few months ago, but I paint this picture, so it's quite late, it's Saturday evening, you are due to go to bed, and it turns out someone has abandoned a car in front of your house that pretty much blocks your entire driveway. So... the next morning I get up and I message everybody, all my neighbours, and said, does anybody know whose car this is? And they said, basically someone, because I could see it had a flat tyre, said some lad had broke down, left his car there, and was coming back to collect it with his father. So I thought, okay. But nobody knew who this person was. So go forward about, I don't know, was it about 3-4 hours if it just sat there? Thankfully I didn't have to go anywhere, but I could not in any shape or form get off my driveway. I was on the phone to the police, because that's the kind of final thing you can do. And the kid turns up. So I said to the police, right, he's here, I'll speak to him. They said, if you have any problems, ring us back. So I stuck my head out the window and said to him, because my neighbour was berating him, going, is this your car? You blocked him in. And he says, and I just shout out the window at him, you blocked me in. And he goes, I thought you could have got out. There is no way on this earth. I went down to him. I think he thought I was going to hit him, so I did actually shake his hand because I thought he looked pretty scared. He was only young. And I said, fella, there's no way on God's green earth I could have got my car out round there. It's impossible. So he was apologetic. Anyway, his tyre was going down to next to nothing. He had no way of inflating it, and he got it down to a... God knows how he did it, because we tried to help him, me and the neighbour, inflate it. No joy. But he managed to get it to this garage where he could get it fixed. But that's not the end of it. He arrived in a car, in someone else's car, and then just left that blocking my other neighbour's drive. Before I even got a chance to say, because I'd gone back into my house as he was preparing to try and move his car, and I said, I was about to go out and say to him, you're going to have to move the other car. It's one of those boggle the mind moments. I mean, it was resolved, but you just like, I understand you're panicking. It's probably 11 o'clock at night. Because as the story unfolded, he'd been out with his friends. He'd had the tyre pressure warning light on all the time, just ignored it. And then loading his car with his friends had probably just completely destroyed the tyre with the weight. But I did the correct thing of stepping back and thinking if I was his age, I probably wouldn't have thought it through either. But yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite an annoying moment because, for example, if I'd had to go and film somewhere and it had been a really early start, I would have been snookered. But yeah.
Or would have had to have forked out for a taxi or something like that, yeah.
Not the smartest of moves from this lad, but yeah, that was a that was a rather codswallopy Sunday morning.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with that. Yeah, that because we always have a nightmare parking down our road as well. Quite often, I can't park outside my own house. It's even though I park on the drop curve because we don't use our driveway. So it's like I always park there, or me or Graham do, and so it can be really really frustrating. And we've got a house that requires carers. And often the carers are like parked in the middle, like right where we are sort of thing. Because to be fair, it is a really, really narrow road that I live on. So if you got parked cars on either side, you're really screwed trying to get through, kind of thing. But yeah, it's still fucking annoying. You want to be able to park outside your own house, don't you?
People are inherently stupid, and I could understand it. He was probably panicking, not thinking at all. But yeah, on what planet he was when he thought I could have ever have got round with this incredibly small amount of space is beyond me. It was not possible. He didn't block my entire drive, but he almost did it. And thinking I could make a turn, really, with my car. I think you had to be like in You wouldn't just have to be in a smart car to get through that space. You'd have to be in like a shrunk down smart car.
And if you were, yeah, if you were in that car, that would be absolutely hilarious. It'd be like clown car, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. I've seen cars where I'm convinced they are almost clown cars, when you've seen about 10 people somehow fold themselves out of a vehicle and you're thinking, really?
Yeah.
How are you fitting everybody in that? But that's my first Codswallop. Now I'm going to hold off on my other one.
Okay.
But I'm intrigued to hear what yours is.
Okay, go on then. So I've got two as well. So it's actually quite refreshing. We've both got two. Now, you do know this, but I'm going to tell you my horrifying dog poo story.
Yeah. I remember this now.
And I'd like to get all of the reactions that you would have given if you hadn't have heard this story, okay?
This will not be difficult.
Oh, I know.
I'm not going to have to act.
So it was a lovely day, and decided that, right, I'm going to take Socks out for a WLAK, because again, he's listening, so I don't want to say the word. And Mum and Graham wanted to come with me, so that was nice, because it's always nice to have a bit of company, but at the same time, it's also nice just doing it on my own as well, because it's me and the dog are the company, you know. But anyway, so the three of us, we all get in my car and we toddle off to a place that we regularly go to anyway. And so as soon as Socks gets out of the car, because he's not great with the cars, just so you know as well, even though he has his little seatbelt, so he's very secure in there, but I think he gets a bit panicked. So everything gets a bit swished up. So we're literally just starting our walk, and Socks decides to go for a poo, which is fair enough. Dogs do that, you know. But this poo was more liquid than solid. And it was bright yellow, just as well to give, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I should have said as well.
Not doing my stomach any good even thinking about this, but carry on.
No, yeah. I was just thinking as well, if anyone's eating their breakfast, you might want to stop for a minute.
If anyone's having porridge with maybe kind of a golden syrup.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So
imagine it.
Lovely. So, obviously, I'm a good dog owner. So I think, right, okay, well, we're going to have to attempt to try and pick this up. And this is no negative reflection on my mum, but she was saying to me, oh, Gemma, you can't pick that up. You can't pick that up. Look at it. It's more liquid than poo. Sorry, the word poo really made me giggle. So it's more liquid. You can't pick it up. You can't pick it up. So I'm arguing with her, going, I have to, because it's literally like, if it was off on the side and it was like under a bush or something like that, we might have got away with it, you know, kind of thing. And I don't like doing that. But if the worst came to the worst and I had to, then, you know, in this situation, I think people would kind of understand. But anyway, so it's in a public area, you know, people are walking around, so you can, you know, you have to at least try. So I'm trying, and like I said, at the same time, my mum's going, you can't do it. So as I'm arguing with her, the bag moves slightly, and then all of the poo goes underneath my fingernails.
Oh. That's really disgusting.
It is. I was like,
and then let me guess, the aroma hits.
Yeah. Oh no, the aroma had already hit. Don't get me wrong. I was bent down over it, but yeah. So I said, Mum, can you just get another bag out? She goes, well, I told you so. I just wanted
really
to smack
help the
it.
situation, though, does it?
No, I just wanted to, like, you know, wipe my hand all over her face at that point. But anyway, it was I held myself back. I didn't really want to do that, Mum. Don't worry, I wasn't going to do it. But
she did.
Yeah. So anyway, so she got another bag out, and we managed to put the bag in, and I walked it over to the to the bin. Luckily, because Socks is an older dog, he does tend to have a few little accidents where it might go on his fur and stuff like that. I did have wet wipes in my bag, and I also had hand sanitizer because I always wear always take hand sanitizer everywhere. So luckily, I was able to use wet wipe and hand sanitizer straight away to get rid of it. But the whole walk, because that was literally at the beginning, the whole walk, I was just like, "Oh, my hand is so dirty."
Oh,
But
awful.
yeah,
I think I'll be putting Mr. Socks up for adoption after this.
no. The amount of love he gives, it equals it out. It equals it out. But it was absolutely horrifying. So,
See, this is why I'm happy to live. As much as I love dogs, very happy to live vicariously through other people who have dogs. Because
yeah.
the idea of it really is something I couldn't handle at all. The picking up. Oh God.
Nah, I think when it's your own dog, though, I think it's different. It's like,
No,
no.
couldn't. No, it knocks me. Oh God.
What, even the solid stuff?
The whole idea of it just really, it really is something I couldn't handle.
No.
I couldn't do it. I've been around people who've had to pick up after the dogs, even when it's solid, it's fine, whatever. It's just, no, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But yeah, not everyone has the stomach for it and whatnot. But maybe we'll just get you a pet rock.
Yeah, I think that's the safer option. It actually just makes me feel uneasy just thinking about it. Awful, terrible. But yes, listeners, if you're maybe going to if you're listening to this while eating a sandwich, please make sure you've added a liberal spreading of piccalilli.
Oh, yes, it definitely was like that colour, actually.
Piccalilli mixed with maybe just to create that kind of mental image, piccalilli mixed with peanut butter.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to say sprinkle a couple of nuts on it. So yeah.
Oh, please, yes. See, this I can handle, the amusing side of it, but the idea of actually picking it up and dealing with it.
Yeah.
That's good on you, Gemma, because that's something I could never do, nor would I ever wish to do.
No, yeah. To be fair, it's like I said, if it was under a bush, or if it was, because the rain would have washed it away, to be fair, because it was so liquid, and it was due to rain, later on that day. But and I'm not saying you shouldn't pick it up, because I always do. But if it had been like under a tree or under a bush or by the side of a bush or whatever, so people weren't walking there. Because, quite often you're walking and you're looking around, you're not looking at the ground, are you?
True.
So
yeah.
I'd at least try, so.
You've tried, you've been conscientious. So.
Yeah. So, do you want me to say my second Codswallop? Or
Go on.
Yeah,
go on, do
okay.
yours, and I'll finish the Codswallop on mine.
Okay. So, my second Codswallop is actually Graham's, but it's also joint mine as well.
Wait, so the Codswallop is Graham, or the Codswallop is something that is a Codswallop to Graham?
No, to Graham. Yeah, he's
good, because I was going to say, Graham, if you're the source of Codswallop, you have my my condolence, sympathies, etc.
No. So recently, so yes, it's 100%. It's not him. And I wouldn't be airing that on the podcast if it was. So,
that's good to know.
Yeah, I've at least got a little bit of dignity and respect,
A minimum.
Yeah. So the last few weeks, might be like 4 weeks or whatever. But anyway, we have been sort of, having the occasional takeout and things like that. We don't have them very often, but, sometimes you just fancy a treat night, don't you? And, and so we went to, my mum said, oh, let's go to this Chinese because I've heard that it's really nice. So we ordered the takeaway from there, came home. First of all, Graham's meal wasn't correct. It was supposed to be, I actually don't know, I think it was like prawns in black bean sauce or something like that, and rice. But it was prawns and chicken in black bean sauce. So it was okay, but it wasn't what he'd ordered. He'd ordered just the prawns. And so that was a bit annoying. And it always seems to be that when Graham orders food, or any of us order food, it's always Graham's meal that's wrong. So that's, again...
So he has some kind of takeaway food curse.
Yeah, I think he does. Anyway, but he hasn't with our normal Chinese takeaway. So I don't know why we went to this other one, but anyway. Yeah. So did that. And and then it was, and then he was sort of busily munching away on his food. And you'll never guess what was in his meal, James. Actually, try and guess.
I don't. I think it could be a bone, or the worst case scenario is something like a mouse.
No, it was somewhere in between. So it wasn't quite
skeleton?
It wasn't quite as horrifying as a bone. Well, actually, a bone is pretty lame in comparison to what it was, and a mouse is far too extreme. So,
a bug of some sort?
Pardon?
Maybe a bug of some sort?
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Right. So he's busy munching away, and he goes, oh. And I went, oh, what's the matter? Like kind of thing. I was thinking, oh, God, not another thing wrong with it sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was a deep fried wasp in his meal.
Well, at least that's a lot of protein.
Yeah. I said that's a Chinese delicacy, that is.
To be fair, people pay a lot of money to have kind of bugs that you can buy in these packets to eat, and he got it as a freebie. I think he's just been ungrateful.
Yeah, exactly. But now I said, oh my God, we should bring up and complain and, get them to refund the money or whatever, kind of thing. He wasn't interested in doing that. He said, no, I don't want to cause any fuss. I was like, yeah, but you've got a wasp.
Well, to be fair, the reality is that you probably should have contacted them because from a health and safety standpoint, that's pretty bad. And also, if you were stung by it, eating it, and you're someone it would do you harm anyway. But if you were someone who was allergic to wasp stings, you're in a difficult situation.
Yeah, this was not alive. It was deep fried.
No,
but
it would be, yeah. It's not going to... Because you've got to ask the question also, how have the wasps got in? Have they got a problem with the wasp nest? They're clearly obviously covering things up properly if that's happened, so...
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that was pretty... I keep saying horrifying, so this episode is definitely going to be called Horrifying.
It's certainly unique. It's not one you would normally expect to find. The worst thing I was expecting with fear is it'd be like a slug or something. Which can happen. I can imagine that happening.
Yeah. Although, I can understand a wasp because at least that's flying around. But how would a slug get in your food? Do you know what I mean?
Probably quite easily, because if there's things like windows and whatnot left open and doors that can come in from people's gardens or people's shoes and things, so it can happen. Yeah,
I suppose it's a bit like the time because we've got an apple tree at the bottom of our garden, and we've also got a pear tree as well. So we have been eating some pears and apples from our own tree. This is a story from years ago, and I'll get into my second part of my Codswallop in a minute. But while we're on the topic, my mum was at my auntie's house at this point because we didn't live at this place. And so she went down to the bottom of the garden to get an apple from my auntie's tree, and she we were all sort of doing it and stuff, and she bit into it, and there was half a worm in the other half of her apple.
Well, that's okay. At least she's got the other half. Again, protein. People pay a lot of good money for these things.
Exactly. But oh my God, it was I still remember it. I was a kid when this happened, and I still remember her reaction oh my God. That would have been enough to put me off apples for life, I think. But there you go.
I think I'm going to have to go onto Amazon after this and buy some of those creepy crawly things you get that are deep fried and flavoured. I'd like to try some of them.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. Thank you, Graham, for the inspiration.
Yes.
But I'm paying for it. You get it as a freebie. You're a lucky man.
Well, be sure to do a YouTube video for our channel if you do it, okay?
I'll see what I can do.
So going back to the takeaways, then I think it was 2 weeks
There's
later.
more.
Yeah, it was not. This one wasn't. This was just me being pissed off. But yeah,
So that's your general state, but go on.
yeah, exactly. So this one was just the fact that basically, so I think it was like 2 weeks later, we decided to go and get fish and chips, and Graham was quite adamant he didn't want a Chinese, and I could understand that he was put off them. So we went and got fish and chips. Me and Graham wanted a jumbo battered sausage and chips, and Mum just wanted anyway, she wanted so I got her some scampi, and then we share the chips with her, sort of thing, because she wasn't, her stomach hasn't been too great lately. So anyway, had to wait for ages, as you do at a fish and chip shop quite often, especially when it was like the busy times. So I stood there like waiting for ages and ages and ages. And anyway, so finally got the food, and I was like, yay, we can head home. So opened it up. I got 3 bags of chips, 3 bags of chips, 1 jumbo battered sausage, and the scampi that my mum wanted. I was like, oh, so I haven't got a sausage this week then.
Well, sometimes these things happen.
Yeah, but yeah, Graham very kindly split the sausage with me, which sounds really disgusting, but
It does rather. But
Yeah.
we'll move on from that description.
Yeah. So, so that last one was just, people just can't seem to get my orders correct. So there we go.
So what I'm taking away from this is never ever other takeaway with you or your family. It will go wrong in some form or another.
Yeah. Or stick to the places that won't mess it up.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't try somewhere new. That's it. I'm done.
This is true. So my Codswallop is one that Gemma's wanted me to discuss for a very long time.
Yes.
And I can't go into extreme detail, but I'll describe it as best I can. So to set the picture, I'm at the gym, I'm exercising, and there's this one fellow who always comes in. Now, to be fair to him, he is in very, very good shape. He's clearly, very, very, very much looks after himself. But he wears headphones, and that's not an uncommon thing. Many of us, myself included, will have headphones on when working out, so we have music to entertain ourselves, keep ourselves motivated.
Yes.
But many of us don't do this, which is start exercising, and you can be I could be at the furthest point of the gym, and I will hear this. Oh yeah, come on, 1, that's it, yes. With every rep, he does this.
I like how you
does
moved.
it-
I like how you moved away from the microphone for that as well.
And it's fair enough, it's his thing, but he will also get incredibly excited when he's doing like his lunges. So we're going, yes. But the other thing this guy did that I couldn't quite get my head around of late is he was making noise just when he picked his weights up. And that's a new one on me. Because I've never ever noticed that happen. Well, he's going like, get it, and he just picked them up. Now, I'm sure he's a lovely fellow, but it's just a level of noise that I cannot really get my head around.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the people in the gym can too, because I've seen them watching him, but I've also seen guys who are like deadlifters, lifting weights at levels that my mind cannot understand how they can physically do this, who don't make a single sound.
Not even a
Nothing.
gentle fart.
Not even a gentle like, ugh,
Yeah.
with the strain of lifting. There's nothing.
I know.
Oh. And this guy, like, and he shouts. He shouts like it's like he's training somebody else. So you'd be going like, go on, one more, go on. and other such things of this nature. But yeah, he really does go for it.
Yeah.
And hats off to him. As I said, he's in great shape, and he does high intensity workouts. So the stuff he does is phenomenal. You've got to be in incredibly good, physical shape to do this. But yeah, the screaming, the noise, he's the only one I've seen who does it.
It does sound baffling. It's like often we get a message in the group text saying, "Screaming Man is back."
Yeah. And he does. I get it. He's doing it to motivate himself, and he's going like he does the numbers each time. So he'll go like 1, and then go to his other number. But yeah, it gets even more interesting in the moment because of all the kids are back at school, or the teenagers are back at school, and college students are back at college, or university students are away, etc. So it's a lot quieter in this gym, and when there's only 5 of you.
Yeah, exactly.
it really gets noticeable then.
Yeah. Does literally everyone look round?
I wouldn't say everybody, but it's noticed. But I've heard other people comment upon it. That he does make a lot of noise. And I suspect also because he's got headphones on, he probably can't hear how loud he is.
Yeah, well, he needs to take his headphones off then, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's not the worst thing that could happen, but it's unique. It's different.
Yeah. No, definitely. Do you ever find as well that is the gym, the people in the gym, are they quite good when it comes to cleaning things down and stuff like that as well? Or have you noticed that?
Yeah, they are. No, to be fair, they're actually very, very good. They generally, the staff themselves keep it very clean, but also generally most of us will go around with, because there's a bottle of like sanitizer stuff. You spray it on a bit of towel stuff and just wipe down.
Yeah. Yeah, because when I've not been to a gym for a long, long time, but when I did, it was one up in Paulsa near where I work, and and it was like every time you'd get off and you'd watch people get off and then just walk away from the equipment, and it's like, ew.
Covered in sweat. Yeah, it didn't happen.
But it was quite.
Generally, no, it's pretty good. They do generally keep things pretty clean in there.
Oh well, that's good. That's good at least, definitely. But yeah, well, yay! We brought Screaming Man to the podcast.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing you'd hear from him. Oh yeah. Come on.
Does he think he's Johnny Bravo?
I don't know who he thinks he is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I don't know who Johnny Bravo is. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I know who Johnny Bravo is.
Yeah.
I don't know who this man thinks he is. But again, he's not hurting anyone, apart from our eardrums.
Yeah. Oh, no. But it is just a bit of fun content for the podcast. And let's face it, we're not a big podcast. Yeah, we're not a big...
It's bizarre. It's amusing. So.
Yeah. And let's face it, we're not a big podcast. So it's not like he's actually going to hear it unless you walk up to him and say, here, mate, listen to this.
Well, I know people who know him, who I know, have actually said to him, you can shout a bit.
Oh,
so he is aware.
Yeah, I guess we all need a bit of I guess we all need a bit of motivation at times, but yeah, it does seem a bit weird. So there you go. But then
works for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but to be fair, if I have to crouch on the floor, I need a bit of motivation to get up at the moment because my knees are really bad. Jesus Christ, I'm like an 80-year-old person. I really am. Yeah.
I don't know. It's more scary when you work out the 80-year-olds managing it better than you are.
Yeah. Well, James, I'm not kidding. The other day, because the dog had thrown his ball underneath my bed, and because how old my bed is, he couldn't actually retrieve it without getting stuck, sort of thing. So I had to bend down on my hands and knees, obviously, and I'll get the ball. So I got the ball, and I've got a real problem with my knees at the moment. So I'm actually getting that looked at on Monday. But anyway, so I managed to get into the proposal pose. And I was like, I'm actually doing what your gym buddy is doing. I'm going, because I know it's going to be painful when I get up. But yeah, so I'm pushing on the sort of bed, to try and get myself up. In the end, I had to call my mum, who is 75, and I said, "Mum, can you help me up, please?" It's so stupid, isn't it? I mean, it's funny, but it's not.
Oh dear. You're having to get somebody who's 75 to help you get up.
Yeah,
but no,
exactly.
I mean, it's funny, but no, I know, I do know where you're coming from.
No, definitely. So, right. Well, James, we have had a great chat here, I think. What do you think?
I think we've done pretty well.
I think so too. So it's a little bit of a shorter episode, but it's still wonderful to have James back.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be back.
Yeah,
Thank you for getting up so early in the morning.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. Yeah, a cup of tea ended about 20 minutes into you faffing around. So, I've been waiting for my cup of tea for the last, I don't know how long, 42 minutes.
See, she says that, Tadpoles, that it's all right, but the abuse and threats I've had, you wouldn't believe.
You didn't hear them, James, because your microphone wasn't working. I kept them all inside, and that's why I had to go for a cigarette before we started.
It all makes sense.
Yes. So in that case, then, I think we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I've been James.
He's been Redacted James.
Redacted James, yeah.
Right, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
This podcast is a production of Unfiltered Studios. If you would like to know more about joining Unfiltered Studios, please visit our website at unfpod.com for more information.